Hi there! My name is Ina and I'm the International Education Advisor of Fanshawe College for the Philippines. So today we will be sharing a topic on how to start your new life in Canada. And here are some of the factors na kailangan mong isipin when starting a new life in a different country, specifically in Canada. So first, decide on a location. Second would be find a school and a program that fits you. Also, you have to consider the tuition fee and living costs. And also, you have to consider as well how you can maximize your international student benefits. And most importantly, and the last one, would be the job opportunities for you that you can explore while you are studying and after you graduate in your program. So, for these specific factors and important things that you need to know before starting your new life in Canada, I will be sharing with you how can Fanshawe College help you answer these specific questions. So to start, decide on the location. So this is a picture of London, Ontario, where Fanshawe College is located. London City is actually part of, in the southwestern part of Ontario, which is a 2-hour drive from Toronto Airport. We understand that not all of our international students would have family members or even friends who can pick them up in the airport or are living in London, Ontario. So later on, I will be sharing with you the arrival service package that we provide our international students when they come to Canada. Also, as part of the province of Ontario, as an international student, you can earn while you are studying. And in London, Ontario, specifically in the province of Ontario, you have the third highest minimum wage across Canada, which is 14 CAD per hour. Also, with London City, we have a population of 530,000 and we have a very multicultural community. Right now, we have a very established Filipino community in London because of the increased number of students studying in Fanshawe College. Also, London City has been considered as the medical hub of the province because we have the second largest hospital, which is Victoria Hospital, and also a business hub primarily because of our location. Since we are near the US and Canada border, that means that will open up a lot of logistics, trade, supply chain, businesses, and also job opportunities for you. And like I also tell my students, if you are going to in a different country for the first time, you're not there for travel or leisure, and you're going to start your new life in Canada, London City is actually a good place for you as an international student because it provides a very vibrant, safe, modern, and affordable lifestyle for everyone, especially international students. The second one that you have to consider is finding a school and the program that fits. So for Fanshawe College, we are one of the largest colleges in the province of Ontario with 50 plus years of experience already. In terms of our student population, we have 22,000 full-time students and 7,500 of them are international, representing 104 different countries. So as a Filipino, alam naman natin na we are siguro mas mapapersuade tayo and mas magaganahan tayo to study and live in a specific place, especially if we have fellow kababayans in that specific community. So in Fanshawe College, Philippines is actually ranked second in the whole international student population. So most likely, you will have a fellow Filipino or a kababayan in your program and you're lucky enough if you have them in your specific section. In terms of the programs and how we deliver our programs, we do practice experiential learning in our programs to develop the knowledge and the skills needed by the industry. So even before we create and offer our programs, we do tap our industry partners so that we would know what are the specific skills, attitude, knowledge, and the processes or systems that they are currently using so that we can incorporate that in our programs. So at least while our students are studying the specific program, they are being honed with these skills. They also have a good grasp with the technologies that it will be an advantage for them as well when they start looking for jobs in Canada. And with that, One method of experiential learning that we practice in Fanshawe College is offering placements in co-op in most of our programs. So ano ba ang placements in co-op in Fanshawe College? So for placements, these are normally counted via hours, usually 300 hours or maximum of 4 months that you need to complete in your program. Also, placements are not really paid, but it will depend on the company that you're doing your placement if they will give you some sort of an allowance. Co-op or cooperative education, on the other hand, is longer and is paid. So in terms of duration, it's normally 4 to 8 months of paid internship. And in terms of the payment of your internship, it's usually higher than minimum wage. Or for example, if the company is very generous, they can also provide you the entry-level salary of their company when you are doing your co-op. So for example, if the program recommended for you would have a co-op or either placement, I would really recommend for you to take those programs. And also, one of the biggest accomplishments that we have in Fanshawe College for 2019 is that Fanshawe ranked first in the whole province of Ontario with 90.3 graduate employment rate. That means our students within 6 months after graduation, they are hired already or they have a job already. And that just resonates the fact that our programs, and most especially our student services, are really focused to make sure that you're job ready by the time you finish your program in Fanshawe College. In terms of the programs that we offer, we do offer 200 plus programs across 17 areas of study. So here are just some of our areas of study, and in terms of the Filipino applicants, most of them are taking business, community studies and education, culinary arts, health sciences, information technology, nursing, science and engineering, tourism and hospitality, and recreation. But right now, there are also several students exploring different programs like aviation, construction and trades, design and arts, media, and also transportation. So I really hope that whatever program that you're looking for or interested in to pursue in Canada, we have it in Fanshawe College. Also, in terms of the credentials that you can finish in Fanshawe, we do offer degree programs which are 4 years. Post-secondary certificate is 1 year. Diploma is 2 years. Advanced diploma is 3 years. While graduate certificate programs would usually range from 1 year to 2 years. And now, as a Filipino student, we have different types of credentials when you apply in Fanshawe College. So here is a guide on how you can further narrow down your choice of program. So what would be the credentials that you have right now? Ano yung mga programs na pwede nyong aralin in Fanshawe College? And also, what would be the postgraduate opportunities for you? So based on the credentials that we normally receive from international students from the Philippines, we have 3 main categories. So the first category would be high school graduates. So these are the students who finished in the old curriculum of DepEd, meaning they finished 4th year high school and they did not pursue college. Some of them might study 1 year or 2 years in college. But again, if you don't have a college degree, you will fall under this category. So if you are in this category, you can still be accepted in Fanshawe, but you have to take 1 year general arts and science before you can continue to any 1 to 3 year post-secondary program. So why do you need general arts and science? The general arts and science will basically compensate for the missing grades 11 and 12 and the college degree that we normally receive from an international application. There's also a chance for you to be exempted from the general arts and science if you finish at least 2 years in college or if you finish an associate degree of 2 years or 3 years. So that you can be exempted. If you have that credential, you can be exempted from the general arts and science and you can proceed directly to any 1 to 3 year post-secondary program. The second category, which I think applies to majority of our international students from the Philippines, you're both high school and college graduates. If, for example, you have a master's degree, PhD, or you have master's units, it's fine. You will still fall under this category. So here, basically, you can apply to any program in Fanshawe, be it post-secondary or postgraduate, depending on how long you plan to study and also your program of interest. And right now, the third category that we have is the K-12 graduates. So if you are in grade 12, you're about to graduate from grade 12, regardless of your strand, you can apply directly to Fanshawe and you can proceed to any post-secondary program, which is either 1 year or 3 years, without taking general arts and science, because basically you have the senior high school already. Also, you can consider applying for a degree program without taking general arts and science. So regardless of the credentials that you have right now and the program that you finish in Fanshawe College, as long as it's a full-time program and we offer it to our international students, if you study a 1-year program, you get a 1-year post-graduation work permit. And if you study at least a 2-year program, or for example, in some cases, you finish 2 1-year programs or 1+1, you can still be eligible to up to 3-year post-graduation work permit. So why is Fanshawe providing this type of postgraduate opportunity? Fanshawe College is actually a public college in Canada, and we are a designated learning institution. So for all of our international students who will finish any full-time program in Fanshawe, they're eligible for a post-graduation work permit. So even our general arts and science, our preparatory courses like pre-health, pre-media, pre-technology, they are all eligible for PGWP. So basically, all of the things or all of your investments that you've made to Fanshawe College for your studies will not be put to waste because it will be eligible for a post-graduation work permit. Now let's talk about tuition fee and living costs in Fanshawe College. So in terms of our program tuition and fees for 1 year or 2 semesters, it can range from about 16,000 to 18,000 Canadian dollars. For you to be able to start your program, you just need to pay the 1 semester tuition fee in full before you come to Canada or before you start your program in Fanshawe. Another inclusion of your tuition fee is the bus pass if you are a full-time London student. And your student ID will be used as your bus pass, and you need to tap it every time you ride the bus, going to your campus for your classes, going to your part-time job, going to get out some grocery, or if you want to spend some time with your friends outside. And that will really save you a lot of money in terms of your living expenses. Aside from the bus pass, your tuition fee is also inclusive of medical insurance that covers hospitalization if you get admitted, medical consultations, procedures, even dental and vision. It's part of your insurance, and even while you are taking a break, like summer break or winter break, you are covered by insurance because that's the policy of Canada for all of their international students. For accommodation, specifically off-campus housing, you can expect to spend around 6,000 to 8,000 Canadian dollars. Or for example, if you want a monthly range, you can get as low as 380 to 450 CAD per month, and that's inclusive of rent, utilities, and Wi-Fi already. Aside from these, you also have to consider the books and other expenses that you need to pay for on top of your tuition fee. And this can range from about 500 to 2,000 Canadian dollars depending on your program and what is needed in your classes. So kanina, I told you that London City is actually a great place for you to start your new life in Canada. So now let's talk about what are the expected income, living expenses, and possible savings that you will get if you are a student in London versus if you are a student in Greater Toronto area. So in terms of income, as an international student in Canada, you're eligible to work 20 hours per week while you are studying, and you can work full-time or 40 hours per week if you have a break, like winter, summer, or in between semesters. So for a student in both London and Greater Toronto area, you're eligible for the minimum wage per hour, which is 14 CAD per hour, and that's 20 hours per week based on your eligibility times 4 for 4 weeks in 1 month, and that will give you an income for 1 month. In terms of living expenses, doon na natin makita yung big difference. If you are a student in London, you can expect to spend 450 CAD in terms of accommodation, 50 CAD for mobile, 300 CAD for daily expenses like your groceries, food, and whatnot, and that brings you a total of 800 CAD in terms of living expenses. However, if you are a student in Greater Toronto area, the minimum or the average single bed occupancy accommodation that you can see would be 800 CAD per month. If you are living in downtown Toronto, it's actually higher. You can expect around 1,000 or 1,200 Canadian dollars in terms of accommodation for 1 month. Also, you are expected to open your postpaid line in Canada, which is 50 CAD per month, your daily expenses of 300 CAD, and also, in some schools in Greater Toronto area, your bus pass or transportation is not part of your tuition fee. So that will be on top of your tuition fee and part of your living expenses as well. So you can expect to spend around 156 CAD for a monthly bus pass in your specific area. That will bring you a total of 1,306 Canadian dollars in terms of living expenses. So again, we have the same income as a student in London and student in Greater Toronto area. The difference would be your living expenses. So in terms of savings, if you are a student in London or in Fanshawe College, you can expect a saving of 320 CAD. Well, if you are a student in Greater Toronto area earning the same amount of money, but your living expenses is actually quite high, you won't basically get any savings at all by the end of the month. So why am I explaining you this specific scenario? Because as an international student, so why am I sharing you this specific information? It's because as an international student, if you're starting your new life in Canada, you also have to be practical. If, for example, you live in a specific community wherein that will also give you an access to good quality education, your tuition fee is somehow the same as compared to other institutions in Canada. But in terms of savings, this amount can also help you start your life after you study in Canada. So again, this will just give you an idea on how much you can spend as an international student in Fanshawe, because programs are the same. Tuition fee is almost the same across institutions in Canada, but living cost is really different depending on the area or the place that you are in while you are studying. So now let's talk about how you can fully maximize your international student benefits when you are in Canada. So like I mentioned, since not most of our students would have family members or friends who can pick them up in the airport, we do provide the Fanshawe Cares Arrival Service Program for all of our students, and this is free. And before the pandemic, this service will include airport greeting, shuttle from Toronto to London, and 2 nights hotel accommodation. But since there's a change in terms of quarantine policy and travel restrictions set by the Canadian government, we also try to align our services with what is being required. So right now, we cannot provide airport greeting, but after you finish your quarantine in a government-appointed approved hotel, we can provide transportation for you and for your family after your 3-day hotel to your secondary quarantine location. Also, in terms of secondary quarantine location, we have partnered with several hotels in London City wherein you can stay for the whole 11 days. And they will also provide you a discounted rate if you are a Fanshawe student. And while you are on quarantine, we also do daily check-ins with you just to make sure that you're not feeling any symptoms, you're feeling well, and if ever you have any questions before you start your program or during your quarantine. And as an international student, you're part of the International Center family. So we have a team dedicated to help all of our international students with any program, admission, and student immigration related concerns. So for example, you want to transfer to another program, you want to add a new program, or for example, you want some assistance in terms of study permit extension, we can help you in the International Center. Also, for all academic assistance, we have the Learning Center. So you're free to book an appointment with them so that they can help you with your subject concerns or issues. And for all of the programs that we offer at Fanshawe, you have your own program coordinators and academic advisors. So these people, they know basically the ins and outs of the program. They are the ones who created the program, they know the professors, they know the community and industry partners that we have. So for example, you're not having a hard time reaching out to a specific professor, or you want to shift to another program, you can easily contact them via email, or you can set up a Zoom or Skype call with them as well. And in terms of scholarship and bursaries, it would range from about 500 to 2,000 Canadian dollars and are usually merit-based. So that means you need to finish at least one semester before you can proceed. You can apply for a scholarship based on the requirements that are needed. And also, one of the reasons why we have a good accomplishment for graduate employment rate, last 2019, we have a very active career and employment service center that will be your one-stop shop access to everything that you need to know about job readiness and employment in Canada. So if ever you have any questions, if you want to check if this specific job posting is legit or this company is legit, you can book an appointment with them. Also, we do run workshops all year round just to make sure our students are honed with the skills of creating their Canadian resume, doing mock interviews with them, and we also do have several career fairs all year round so that you can have an idea on what are the companies that you can apply for after studying. And the last factor that you have to consider when starting your new life in Canada would be job opportunities. I know for sure na ang ultimate goal naman natin after finishing a program is to land a job. So this is just a summary of the companies that are present in London City, Ontario. So we have a total of 15,496 companies. Majority of them are small and medium businesses, and we also have several large businesses in London. So why are small and medium businesses very important? Because even though they are small and medium in terms of size, but in terms of how they can employ international students or even first-timers in Canada or newcomers in Canada, they are the best companies you can check out for job opportunities. They are very accustomed to hiring newcomers and international students as well. And majority of our students recruited small and medium businesses in Canada. Also, we have jobs available for you. So if you are taking a program with placements and co-op, that will actually give you a head start in terms of work experience. Also, we have a 2-day Fanshawe Works workshop before you start your classes so that you have an idea on what are the things that you can expect in a Canadian workplace. We're also going to share with you some experiences of our students working full-time and also students trying to balance out their part-time and studies. And also, you can maximize the services provided by the Careers and Employment Service Center, and you can explore several job sites in Canada like Job Bank Canada, LinkedIn, Indeed, and also you have an access to our Fanshawe Career Service dashboard that will show you several part-time, summer jobs, and full-time job opportunities from our partner companies and also from the LEDC. So now let's go back to the things that you have to consider when starting your new life in Canada, and just to check if we covered it so far. So we've covered the location, we covered the school and program information, we also covered the tuition fee and living cost, especially if you are a student in London versus a student in Greater Toronto area. We also talked about maximizing your international student benefits and also the job opportunities that London City can offer you while you are studying and after graduation. So if, for example, Fanshawe College would be a right fit for you based on the factors that we've mentioned, studying at Fanshawe College, we do have 3 main intakes. So we have fall, winter, and summer. Most of our programs are offered in fall. We have many programs as well offered in winter because of the demand from students coming from fall. and we have very limited programs in summer intake. And right now, we're currently accepting applications for any intake in 2022, be it fall, winter, and summer. In terms of the application requirements, these are the minimum requirements that we need from you. So if you are applying for a post-secondary program, we need both your high school and college transcripts and diplomas and your passport. But if you're going to apply for a graduate certificate program, which is the minimum requirement is a degree, we only need your college transcript and diploma and passport. No need for you to submit your high school documents. Also, Fanshawe College does not require IELTS or any English test or English certificate for all of our Filipino students, except if you're going to apply for pharmacy technician and occupational therapy. So these are the only two programs na kailangan ng IELTS or any English test in Fanshawe if you are a Filipino student. Other programs like health science PSW, healthcare admin management, engineering, aviation, IT, all of those programs that we offer to international students, except for these two, they are not requiring any IELTS or English test. However, if you have an IELTS academic score already, you have a chance to get our English scholarship that we provide exclusively for Filipino students. If you meet the grade requirement here, you have a chance to get either 1,000 or 1,500 Canadian dollars. And this will be awarded to you during your second semester because we need your first semester GPA as well before we can proceed in awarding this specific scholarship. So in terms of other scholarship opportunities, we are on the process of finalizing scholarships exclusively for Filipino students. So please stay tuned, and we hope to launch them by Q1 of 2022. So that's the end of my presentation. If you want to know more about Fanshawe College, feel free to check out their website, www.fanshawec.ca. If you have a program in recommendation already, feel free to check out our social media pages in Facebook and in YouTube, Fanshawe International, because we have uploaded our recorded virtual open houses for international students, and it's per program. So it's the program coordinator who led the presentation, and there's also several question and answer portion with international students. So I hope you can use that to further get to know more about the program and also to prepare you for your start of class in Fanshawe. With that, thank you so much, and I hope to see you in Fanshawe College and in Canada. Bye!